This is Skeet.
Mosh and Mikey.
Rock and Roll Roundtable.
Mosh Media presentation of Mosh Rock and Roll Roundtable.
This week, July concert reviews.
Yes, sir. Boy, has it been a hot July where we're, I mean, steamy and hot. There's been a pretty good amount of concerts rolling through, but there was only a few that I thought, man, I might want to check that out or this out. But when I heard Kansas was coming through, I had to check this out because I never seen Kansas. They've been around for 51 years. I used to listen to them for a lot in my young years, teenage years. And then the opener was even more impressive, even though I've seen them. I've seen them a couple times, but not lately. With 38 Special was the opener. So this one we actually got to go as we went the same
Moshmen.
show.
Yes, the Moshmen went to a concert.
had a Moshman outing for this, and it was at a venue we both like pretty well. It's called the Rose, and right outside of Dayton, Ohio. Not a bad. It wasn't sold out, but it was a Thursday. I mean, it wasn't like a weekend show. So a Thursday, it did pretty well, I thought, for two bands that were both. Well, actually, 38 Special was celebrating their 50th anniversary.
Yeah.
And Kansas came out. Yeah, so he's got that on. I got the old Kansas. And Kansas is 1 year ahead of them. They were in 74 and 38 Special 75. So we went in. You had not seen either one of these, right?
No.
Is that how it was?
Yes.
So I go in with a little bit of a head start because I saw 38 Special. They opened the show. I got to tell you, they opened up with, what the hell? I just had it in my head right before it. Oh, Rockin' Into the Night, that song. Perfect opener. I mean, it was like caught your attention. And I think it was right into Wild Eyed Southern Boys, man. I mean, their set list was very good.
Yeah, it was.
Set list was very good, and they did the encores they picked were perfect. One caught me off guard because I hadn't heard it in so long, but it was not much talking, but it was bang bang hit after hit after hit. Some I had completely forgotten about, but once I started to hear them, I'm like, oh yeah, that's this and that, and everybody was having a good time. A lot of people were having too good of a time. The only thing I will say about the whole concert before we get into it too much is the crowd was not for me. And I'm not gonna say, I'm not saying that in a vicious way, but where I was at, there was a lot of boomers, older than me, and I think they don't get out much. It's like they were all just trash, and I was close to the VIP section. Maybe that's what it is. I don't know. But my seat was good. I liked where I was sitting. I had a nice breeze coming from the aisle where I was at. But 38 Special, I thought was fantastic. So I'll let you give your take on 38 Special.
So, for never having seen 38 Special live, I was impressed. That was the best part of the fucking night for me. I'm gonna just go out there and say it right now. I didn't realize how many fucking good fucking songs 38 Special had. I really didn't. I forgot about Teacher. I forgot about that song. I was like, oh fuck, that's right, they did that one. And it was just like a couple of the soundtrack movie songs surprised me. I was like, oh shit, I forgot about that. So for me, it was I was like, damn. I was shocked. Everybody was singing. Of course, I paid a little bit more for the seats that I had. I was about 10 rows back, right down the pit. So that was worth it for me. because I got great picks. I got, I was like, all right, this is cool. This is cool. So
Yeah.
the venue, there's really not a bad seat in house.
No, I agree with
So
that.
even if you get stuck, it is a smaller uh, outdoor venue.
Yeah, it's like, well, I think five or 6,000 seat amphitheater kind of
Yes,
thing. That's
yes.
kind of what it's
So
called. So
if you might get a little rain, if rains on the ends,
yeah,
where it might get you. But if you're, it's all underneath the amphitheater, so you're, you know, that weather's not going to get you too bad. Now the sun was kind of brutal as it was going down.
not for me. I was
Yeah, yeah,
I had to breathe, but
yeah,
yeah, I mean, I agree with you. It's like some songs caught me off guard. The teacher did, but I I almost forgot about "What If I've Been the One." I almost forgot about that song. That was
yeah,
like, oh man, that blew me away to
yes,
hear that again. And the encore was. I mean, I know they. I knew the ones. Yeah, hey, what's the other? Caught Up in You. I knew that was going to be when they played that. I said, okay, we're getting close. But then they ended the show like for a minute. They ended the show there, and I thought, oh, they have to play Hold On Loosely yet. And I thought they're going to come out and play one song, one and done. No, they come out and play Chain Lightning. Oh my God, with the whole dramatic stuff going on and the lightning strike sound effects. And I had completely blanked on remembering that song. Man,
wow,
it was good. That was so damn good. And then, of course, they did go into, Hold On Loosely, which, you knew they were going to. But man, that's a solid show. That was a solid set for
yes,
being 50 years deep. I mean, not
yes,
all of them are original. There's some people that joined later, but there's at least a few of them that have been around for quite a while.
yeah.
And it was impressive. They were just having a good time and engaged with the audience really well. Yeah.
So I mean, for the most part, that first part of the show, bam, yeah, two thumbs up and a snap or whatever the fuck you want.
Yeah. Yeah. But I mean, they played about an hour and 10 minutes, which
Yeah,
is it's kind of reality. This was co-headlining show. There really wasn't an opener because
no,
I think Kansas played 5 minutes longer or something like that. Not a whole lot longer. But I was looking forward to Kansas because, like I said, Leftoverture and Point of No Return albums were in my rotation a lot as a young kid. And later, too. I still like them. But they kick out this, and Kansas comes out, and I'm like, everybody's just kind of standing there. Well, they start the show with Point of No Return. I was emphatic. I'm like, this is going to be awesome. This is going to be great. The singer was pretty good. I mean, he wasn't Steve Walsh or John Elefante, in my opinion, but not too many people are. I'd say he did very respectable all night on all the old stuff, everything they did. But that violin, man, he was killing it. But I
yeah,
almost forgot as the show got on. I almost forgot how emphasized they were on the violin. I really had, I remembered the keyboards. I knew they were progressive, and I knew all their hits. And my favorite song, I'll say it right out the gate, "Rotten Bastards" didn't play it. And not really Rotten Bastards, but I'm just like I waited all night for my song and it never hit. So it was like, but I don't, I can't expect them to know my head, I guess. But musically, they were great.
oh yeah,
They really were, but man, yeah, some of those songs, like "Son of America," I think that thing lasted 12 minutes or something. I mean, it was just the great violinist, great guitar playing, great keyboards. all top-notch people, highly regarded people. The singer, like I said, was good, but it got a little, man, this is more of the listening experience at home to
Yes,
be okay.
yes.
They're not, yeah,
I wasn't a huge Kansas fan. Okay,
right.
but like some of their big ones, I'm like, yeah, that's fucking top notch. So for
Yeah.
me, for me, being not familiar with all their material, there was a couple times where I was like, kind of dozing off. I'm like, and for me, it was point of no return. I was like, all right, cool, this is gonna rock. This is gonna rock. Uh, 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 Dust in the wind.
Yeah, that
I'm
was
like,
great.
okay. I woke back up. I'm like, all right, I can make it through the show. I forgot how progressive they were on a lot of their stuff. So again, like you
Yeah.
said, everybody played excellent. It sounded great. Sounded like almost the album at some point. There was
Yeah, yeah,
they were on fucking point. They really were.
yeah. And their set list wasn't horrible. Don't get me wrong. I'm not bashing them for not playing the portrait. Well, it was just the song I wanted to hear really bad. But they did songs like "Play the Game," "Fight Fire with Fire." I mean, of course, "Dust in the Wind" was in there. "Son of America," which I like the song, but man, it is not for a concert. It's the headphones in your Barca lounger listening kind of stuff. But yeah, I mean, they had some other stuff that was like older. They played a lot of the old, like first couple albums,
Yeah.
and I was Point of No Return guy. I mean, I
Okay.
love that album. I have that album somewhere in my vicinity around here somewhere. And it's like that had Paradox, it had, the portrait, it had the Point of No Return, and so it had a lot of the stuff. I was thinking, and they didn't play the portrait, which was like the second single off of that. So that's kind of like, okay. But Dust in the Wind was cool, very cool. They had a bunch of other songs that were musically just outrageously good, but it wasn't nothing like me standing up, hooting and hollering, "Woo, Kansas rocks!" It was more
Well,
like,
that
"Hey,
was the
man,
guy.
yeah,
That was the guy that was like two people down from me was singing every fucking song. And I'm like, you go, dude, but I might catch a nap
yeah,
on a couple of
yeah,
these because
yeah,
it was good. It was relaxing.
yeah, yeah." It was. It was very good. Would have been okay to see that in like an indoor theater where you can't, stand up and dance or anything.
Yeah.
Just sit there, appreciate the
Yes.
musicianship.
Yeah.
And I did. It's what I did. I knew we were sitting separate, but it was like I just sat there and enjoyed the musicianship. It wasn't like
Yeah.
every song wasn't a banger, but when they finished, and then they come out and said, they left and they hadn't played "Carry On" or "My Wayward Son" yet. So I'm like, here he goes, the same thing 38 Special did. So I thought maybe they'll come out and do two more too. So they're gonna rip into the portrait, and then they'll go "Carry On My Wayward Son." Will be it. Two songs off Point of No Return. Come out and played "Carry On My Wayward Son," which don't get me wrong, I love the song, always have. But I got up and started heading for the exit at that point. Just because, I mean, I was watching and listening, and I was slowly creeping out, looking back. But it's like if they're not going to play the portrait after this, so I was like, that kind of. It's the only bummer I had about the
Yeah.
whole night was not playing the song I was hoping they would play very much. But still for two legacy bands that have been here 50 years, I give them a solid grade. It's a solid B plus for me. I
Oh,
mean, I thought no, not for me. I think A. Well, it was A for
it was
musicianship.
an A. It was an A. A solid A all
Yeah,
around.
I, I'm
And
I'm fight I'm fighting with it because and it's sad to say, but just because they just didn't play the portrait, that's it just made it less good of a time for me. But Definitely 38 Special. If you get a chance to catch
Oh,
38 Special,
yeah.
Jesus, you got to do
38
that.
special for me brought that B up to a fucking A. Because
Yeah,
for me,
I mean,
the Kansas was great, but that's where I would have been B minus because on me because I
yeah,
didn't know all the songs. So that's on me that I brought it down to a B minus. But that fucking 38 special just that took that right up to an A for me. That was an A show. So
yeah.
yes, two legacy bands kicking ass. I Yeah, go see 38 special if they come in your area for sure.
And go see Kansas if you're a big Kansas
Yes,
fan, but just
yes.
don't expect to hear the portrait. I'm going to beat that like a dead horse because I
Yeah,
waited 50 years to see them, for God's
yeah,
sakes.
yeah.
It is what it is. They were still awesome. I'll never regret going for a second. It was something I had. It was on my bucket list. Now it's not.
Yes.
It's
Yeah.
gone. It's off. And it's definitely worth the money, worth your time. Eh, Still great music. So
And to catch two classic rock bands of that caliber, yeah. So
yeah,
if that
yeah.
lineup comes through your area, go check them out, please. You won't be disappointed. How
No,
about
no,
that?
yeah. You won't be disappointed. No, that's true. That's very true.
So,
Yeah.
Mikey,
Yes, sir.
the second part of our reviews is
Back to the beginning. And some people were saying, and maybe they're just teasing me. I heard people saying you could live stream that for like $30. And it's like there's no way it was that cheap. But if somebody knows, let us know. But I would have probably done it for that. I really would have. But I seen all the performances that have come out, since the show was over. I think Mastodon was the first band. And all these guys were doing covers of either Black Sabbath or Ozzy. And I just seen some phenomenal covers being done. There was some great super groups they threw together to do a few songs here and there. Two different super groups, and a young guy that I didn't know anything about till I watched this live stream. I got to tell you, when he did changes, that was super cool, man. Youngblood was that his name? That might have been one of the best things of the whole thing for me. The best,
really.
the way he sang changes
I did not
was.
get to hear that. I
Oh,
heard
you
about
got
the
to hear
young
that.
blood, so I'll have to fucking try to see if I could see that. I
Yeah, you'll have to check out.
I caught and here was going to be mine was I saw a lot of Nuno. I saw a lot
Yeah,
of people
Nuno.
fucking praising Nuno, and I caught him playing Bark at the Moon solo, and
Yeah,
Jake E. Lee was playing rhythm, and I kind of went, "Ooh, ouch!"
yeah, yeah.
But Nuno fucking knocked it out of the park, dude. Holy fuck!
Nuno to me was the star of the day.
Yes.
Absolute
Oh
everything he
god.
touched was perfect. And the reason I did wonder that too, but the reason Jake couldn't do it was because he's having a lot of problems with arthritis in his hand,
Okay. Well, and being
and he
shot, you know, getting
and
shot might
recovering from
have
that.
a little bit to do
But
with that.
he did do what was the other Ultimate Sin? He did do that. So I think maybe Bark at the Moon was just too much, at the
Well,
point in time. Yeah, you got
yeah,
arthritis, and then you're
yeah.
on top of it, you're get shot. But I think Nuno probably thought of it as a great honor to do it. But Nuno was unstoppable on any song he did was just great. It's
Yep.
like that might be one of the most underrated guitar players in the world right now. Just showing how great he was.
Yes.
And we did that episode what about guitars back. He was in my top 10. I remember that. I think he was pretty much in my top 10 area. But I even that surprised me. I just you don't hear a lot about Nuno. You don't really hear about Extreme a whole lot right now these days. Man, he was great. And he wasn't the only one there. I mean, there was some performances. The drum off was really cool,
Okay.
which was Travis Barker, Danny Carey from Tool, and Chad Smith from the Chili Pepper. They did this little drum off kind of thing. It was very cool to watch. Both of the super groups were just insanely good. But, with Nuno was in. I think he might have been in both of them. But they did great. Youngblood did awesome with changes. The one, and then Fred Durst actually sent a version of changes in. It was like showed on the screen
Okay.
because they got bumped because they wanted compensation, I think. And Sharon said, "No, no, no, you're not doing that," because
Wow.
everything went to charity, So it was a big charity thing over there. But he did send his version of changes, which was respectable, but it wasn't quite Youngbloods. But what was the other one? Oh, I know you don't. I don't think you particularly love this guy, but Jack Black sent a video of them doing. I forget what song it was now, right off the top of my head, but
Oh,
and
Mr.
it
Crowley.
was with
It
Tom
was Mr.
Morello's
Crowley.
kid,
It was Mr. Crowley.
huh?
It was
Mr.
Mr.
Crowley. That's
Crowley.
right. Yeah,
Yes. And
because they also.
he recreated the video.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's right. Yeah, I
So
remember he had the
I
shirt
do remember seeing
on.
a little bit of that, and I was like, okay.
Like Morello's kid it was good for being a younger guy, and Scott Ian's kid played the drums. So it was like School of Rock kind of feel thing to it.
Yeah.
It was just light-hearted and fun. But then I watched the Ozzy doing Ozzy songs when he comes out. I don't know, and you could tell he was struggling a little bit. But I mean, people were saying, "Oh, he's going to be shit. It's going to be trash." Dude's got a lot of stuff going on, and he's an older guy anyway. I thought he held up pretty good. I really did.
Okay.
To be honest, Zach was helping him a lot. Zach was singing a lot of that backup stuff, trying to kind of like boost him and maybe not so obvious. Like I'm just, it's just my opinion. But Zach seemed to be singing a lot of background, like with him, kind of like in dual harmony. Maybe that was to help him in case he was faltering a little bit,
Yeah.
but it sounded good. And it might have always done that. Hell, I don't know. Could have always sang like that. But I think Mama, I'm Coming Home, that ripped you out, man. It's just like I was like, that is it was great. He did very well on it, but it's like knowing that's the end of that era of time for that song to be his last time singing it. I mean, it was a heartstringer for sure, and it was like, but it was still good. Then for me, Black Sabbath coming out with Bill Ward made it all better for me
Okay.
because here you go, the last one they had the end of the road for them. Nothing against the young guy from Rage Against the Machine who did great on the album. He did a great job touring with them. That Brad Gilks or Wilkes, great drummer. He is. I like his style of drumming. Did great with Sabbath, but it just sucked that Bill Ward was involved the last time.
Yeah.
Glad to see they can move on from it, but it was kind of weird to see a 77-year-old dude back there without a shirt on playing drum, but he was still killing it, man. War Pig, I think I think War Pigs was the very last song they played.
Nice.
I'm pretty sure was. They played Iron Man, they did Paranoid, and I can't remember. I mean, I know they did War Pigs very last.
Okay.
And I thought it was pretty neat to watch all those videos. The fact that I didn't stream it, I'm okay with it because I'm going to see it, but it might have been pretty cool to watch it live, and see everything. Like Hailstorm was supposedly really well, and I didn't get to see all the sets and the covers they did. Anthrax did a nice cover, I guess. Lamb of God did Children of the Grave. That was pretty cool. I did see that. So a good send off for Ozzy and a good send off for Black Sabbath in their hometown, 55 years later or whatever, after their first album came out or whatnot. So yeah, it would have been worth it. It wouldn't have been worth it to fly over there, do all that for me. But to stream it, I probably could, it would have probably been worthy. But seeing all the clips, definitely a lot of respect floating around from all different kinds of people. So even me, it's like Ozzy hasn't really been high on my radar for a long time, but to see him out there making, pushing through and doing those songs one last time was
Yeah,
pretty awesome to watch. And Black Sabbath. I mean, it's really more about Black Sabbath in the end for me, but Ozzy's, you know, Ozzy's Ozzy, man. It's going to be a sad music day when he passes away.
yeah,
I don't
yeah,
even want to think about it. Really,
yeah.
it will be super bad. But yeah, I mean that's what I thought. I thought it was great. I thought it was better than I thought it was going to be originally. I thought it was going to be a bunch of egos tripping out over there, but it didn't seem to be. And he got the send off he deserves, I guess. After that many years of making us all happy.
Did you catch
Yeah.
any of the Slayer set or the Metallica set or um, the Pantera
Uh,
set?
I did see
Okay,
Pantera. I saw the Pantera, some of the Pantera stuff. I seen a little bit of everything, but I get the covers mixed up. It's like
okay,
I knew like somebody did Into the Void, which was supposed to, but I can't remember which one. I think it might have been Anthrax. But I seen the Lamb of God one do Children of the Grave, which is very cool. But no, I just I can't get around who did the covers too well. But I seen like snippets of just about everybody.
okay.
And I mean, I didn't hear of anybody's disastrous
What did
issues.
you What did you think of Papa doing Bark at the
That was
Moon?
one of the super groups. Yeah, that was cool. I thought he nailed it, man. I think Tobias is a much better singer than people give him credit for because of the whole
Okay,
shtick. But because I had just recently seen him do Bohemian Rhapsody with
wow,
some people in this like theater in front of Brian May and Roger Taylor and Adam Lambert and all. He did it right there in front of them, and I thought it sounded great. So it's
wow.
like he's got a different kind of ring, and he makes every song his own. He didn't try to sing like Ozzy, and I don't think anybody really did that. But yeah, I was shocked at how good that sounded, and that should be something him and Nuno decide maybe let's get together another time. I think Charlie played drums for that maybe, or one of them guys. It was a I get them mixed up. I should have wrote them all down, but I just been watching it over the past week or so, just all
Yeah,
the videos. I catch this there and there. I watched the whole Ozzy set. I watched the
okay.
whole Black Sabbath set, but I
Well,
didn't. I just watched the Young Blood man. You got to check that out though.
okay. I'll have
That's
to
a
get
hell of a
that.
cover. Yeah,
I'll have to check that out. I'm sure that they will release that on DVD or Blu-ray or so. I'm sure
yeah,
that they will do
yeah.
that. So
And if
let's
they
keep our
do, I
fingers
will.
crossed.
Yeah,
I would like to have that. The last Black Sabbath show would be cool to
yeah.
add to the
I
collection.
I don't buy a lot of that stuff anymore, but I would own that. Yeah, I would have to
Yeah,
go out and get that for sure. And you talking about the Papa thing. Ghost is quickly becoming one of my favorite bands. So I would be real interested to see him do some more of that stuff, like the Bohemian Rhapsody. But it's like, yeah, but I would have to own it just because of the iconic moment it was.
yeah,
And there's all good performances. I only heard of a couple little dust ups of shit going on over there. They didn't like the guy from Disturbed. They were booing Dave Draymond a little bit, not because of bullshit. It,
yeah,
it wasn't because of his singing. It was
yeah.
bullshit, other stuff. So and it's England, so you never
Yeah,
know what they got going on over there.
yeah.
So yeah, but yeah, I'm with you. I'll own it when it comes out. I'll still watch the YouTube clips I can, but definitely check out Youngblood. I wouldn't be shocked if Youngblood releases that as a single at some point. I mean, and records it himself because Ozzy like took this guy. He loves this guy. He's
Yeah.
kind of taking him under his wing because he's from there, England. He's up and coming guy. He's pretty cool, dude. I've seen some interviews with him. He seems like he's pretty down to earth guy. But it's a very cool cover. I think you'll enjoy it.
Okay.
Yeah,
I'll have to give that a listen.
yeah,
So
yeah.
I guess that's going to wrap up our July reviews.
Yeah. Like I said, it's been hotter than the bowels of hell in our area, and a lot of times you get to a weekend or something, you just don't feel like doing a damn thing. Yeah, you just don't. And there's a couple more concerts I really wanted to go to. Oh, one did get canceled. I was going to, so I do want to send out some condolences to Aldo Nova. Because broke a fracture to C1,
Yeah.
and that's not good. And Slaughter just decided to cancel with him not being able to do it. They didn't want to do it either, I
Yeah.
guess. And that's fine. I didn't have my tickets yet or nothing. I was going to wait till a few days before. But
Yeah. He had a
yeah,
couple.
definitely.
He had a couple shows in Ohio on this tour. So he was supposed to play in Columbus too. So
Yeah,
I think that everything got canceled. So his wife had put
yeah,
something up about that. So that is a
yeah.
fucking shame.
It is a shame. And I was going to go to another one, but it's my wife's birthday weekend. So it's like I don't want to test those waters. Yeah. Oh, I'm gonna go see live and I'm gonna go see live and Collective Soul instead. No, that might not be the
Yeah, yeah,
as
that was
bad as
probably
I
a good
wanted.
call.
Yeah, I wanted to check them out really bad, but not that bad. I don't want to have nothing surgically removed from my behind. So yeah, I think I'll just stick with the. This is it for July. How's
Yeah,
that
yeah.
sound?
All right. Well, that's gonna wrap it up this week, Mike.
Yep.
All right. This is Skeet.
Smush and Mikey.
See ya.
Peace out.